Welcome to Shomach Shovan and Daf Shir sponsor Lu'nishma Sam B'Yakashol Leah Basitzchok. We're holding over the Zara Daf Chov Dalet. The Gemara and Amud Beis brings that the pasuk says regarding the poros, the cows that came from Plishtim to Am Yisrael carrying the Oron. It says V'yisharna haporos b'derech al derech Beit Shemesh. This poros were going straight, but the more Darshans they said a shira. They sang as they were going up towards bringing back the Oren to Am Yisrael. Now this daf is learned in Parshas Bolok, in the Daf Yomi, and we have here a connection, direct connection to the Parsha. Because the Ritva asks, the Mishnah Novis tells us that one of the things that were created in Erev Shabbos ben Hashmoshes is Pia Oson, is the mouth of the Oson, of the female donkey of Bilam that spoke. In this week's Parsha, Parshas Bolok, we see the Oson speaking to Bilam. And that idea, that ability for an animal to speak was something that was created specially on Erev Shabbos ben Hashmoshes. Says the Ritva, here you have the cow singing. Why is that not mentioned also as one of the things that were created Erev Shabbos ben Hashmoshes? So it's interesting to point out that the Maharal disagrees. He says they didn't actually sing. It was just based on how they walked. It was as if they sang. But the Ritva seems to learn that they actually sang. So says the Ritva, this is part of what it says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created Pia Oson, the mouth of the female donkey. Part of that is also the shira of these cows. Because the mouth of the donkey is the av, which includes all the talking of all the animals. And the Ben Yoda adds a little bit to the Ritva and says that that same power that was used for the Pia Oson of Bilam was used for the Paris to sing. And to explain a little bit more the oimik that seems to come out from this Ritva, is that there is an idea of Gilui Kvod Shamayim coming from the world. The last Brayso B'Seches Ava says that everything in this world brings Kvod Shamayim. Kvod Shamayim comes from every single item in the world. And Lasid Lavo, you will be more clear how every item, every single thing, every single chayfetz in the world brings Kvod Shamayim. We always mention what Moshe Shapir Zatzal used to say, that every item in the world is called Dover. Dover is Lashon Dibur. Why? Because the Dibur is the Dibur of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. She'akol nihiyah bidvaroi. His Dibur is coming, is permeating from every single item. We see it through the items. So every item in the world brings Giluk Kvod Shamayim. And Moshe once showed me that that's really the Perek Tehillim that we say every morning in Pesukei Zimra. It says like this: Halu kol luz Hashem min hashamayim, halu b'amramim, halu kol malachov, halu kol tzavov. Talk about all the things that are up there in Shamayim. And then it says, after we give the whole list, it says, why? It's a Mahal Hashem, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu created them. Just the mere fact that they were created in the world, that's already Hilul and Gilu HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Then we go down to the Aretz. Hallelujah Hashem in Aretz. Tanini Mechol Toimos, Eshu Vorot, Shalag Vikitor. All the different items of the world with Mahal Hashem. Even He'arim v'chol gvois, the mountains, the hills, Hachayo v'chol be'ema, the animals as well. And then we talk about the human beings. B'churim v'gam mesulos, zekinim ne'orim. Where does that hilul come from? Yalud Shem Hashem ki nizgav shmoy levadoi. Look at the difference. When we speak about the Shamayim, it says ki utzivo v'nivro. The Ma'al Hashem is just the mere fact that they were created. But the Gilui of Hilul HaKadosh Baruch Hu that comes from the Aretz, that comes ki nizgav shmoy levadoi. Meaning when there is Gilui of Yichud and Kvod Shamayim and Nizgal and the Bria, Nizgal Shemon Levada, referring to the time of Lasid Lovai. When you're going to see everywhere Kvod Shamayim, that's when you can see every item in the world Nizgal that covered. Something that we can't see now. We can't see how every animal, how every creature is Nizgal Kvod Shamayim. But in Nizgal Shemon Levada, when there will be a Gilui of Nizgal Shemon Levada, you'll see it coming out from every place. There are times in the Bria where we see Kvod Shamayim coming also from animals and from creatures. And that's one of the things that was revealed in Parshas Bolok, in the story of Bilam. Because as we know, in the story of Bilam, we have Giluim, revelations, that we don't have in the whole Kol Torah Kula. We have a revelation that's coming from a higher place that's not the regular day-to-day thing. This is clearly brought down in the Gemara in Bo Basra that says, Moshe Rabbeinu Kosav Sifroi u Parshas Bilam. He wrote his own Sefer Torah, all the Chumashim, all the Parshias. And in addition, also, the Parsha of Bilam is not part of the Sefer Torah. So as many of the Sfarim point out, The reason is because Parshas Bilam is coming to attack the attempt of Bilam to give klal to Am Yisrael. It needs to come from a higher source. That's why Davka in this parsha we mention the Mashiach is going to come. There's a specific pasuk saying the Mashiach is coming. As mentioned earlier in the Gemara, these are the days lo yizom bo'isam yom, because Baruch was not angry those days. It's a gili that comes from a higher place, from a place of lasted lovoi, where the world is perfect, where we talk about the shvachim of Am Yisrael, of what they did, and not who they are, and not how they act. So we're talking about these type of giluim. We have a revelation of an animal speaking. Pia also is speaking over here. There's a gilu kvod shamayim coming from the bria itself. And the same thing over here is the paras of Plishtim. The Plishtim, they took away the Aron. The Aron is gilu kvod shamayim in the world. There was a gilu over here that the Aron cannot stand for it. And there's a gilu kvod shamayim coming from the human beings that are far from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And you have a gilu coming from the cows themselves that are carrying the Aron. The Gemara tells us that what was nignaz with the Aron was also the gift that the Plishtim gave. It's part of the gilu of the Aron in the world. It's a gilu kvod shamayim coming from the world. And this also connects, the Maharal explains, and Gemara says, what do they sing? One of the Pirushim is Mizmor Yasmo. It's the Mizmor Yasmo, the orphan Mizmor. The Rashi say, we don't know who said it and for what. It says the Maharal, it says that Klal HaNisim, all the Nisim in the world. It's the gilu kvod shamayim coming from the world itself. That's what seems to be the singing of the cows that the Ritva is referring to as part of Ptichas Pia Osin. Anyone who wants to join the Shomachshava email list to WhatsApp group is email shomachshava@gmail.com.